Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Hello. Happy Monday. Pre-Halloween. God damn, I love this YouTube thing. I mean, I've never had a legit reason to do all this on a Monday, no less. Wait, we have to get the full effect. I've had this forever. I think I've worn it once because, I don't have much occasion to be needing to run around in heavily beaded silk blouse. Y'all, this is the last Halloween headpiece as promised. I think I saved the best for last. And as I was sitting here, you guys tell me what this reminds you of because it's making me crazy. There is some thumbnail I think it's for a TV series that constantly shows up on my my cable. We'll just call it. And it's this. Oh God, it's this. But I think she's African American, maybe, or I don't know. She might be Hispanic. First I thought Queen of the South. I don't think that's what it is, but it's a headpiece like this, and I want to say it's like yellows and greens, maybe like. Is it something about Egypt? Shit, I don't know. So yeah, there's the best for last. At least I hope so. All these little gems. When I got it in the mail, the first thing I took out was a little teeny tiny glue. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, sometimes whenever there's like beading on things, they give you extra. But then I took the tissue paper off and I was like, well, holy shit, no one. Like, now, why would you mail people stuff with a little miniature glue? Because clearly you know that this is shit and it's going to come to them broken. So, I got my little repair shop going right along with my little sweatshop for, sewing. These things have involved a lot of my time and a little of my husband's time. So I'm so sorry I had to change the time, you guys. Work. I have to go meet a client. So that comes first. Not that well, never mind. We're just going to put a pin in that thought. So I'm going to really quickly run through the chat and say hello. And after throwing various pieces of this burn pile, oh, you guys, look what I did while I was sitting here waiting. While I was, just a few minutes before I started the intro. I was like a little kid with my stickers I showed you the other day. I went through my papers and I put stickers on them. I'm sitting here going, my God, you are a sixth grade showgirl. That's what you are. Yes, I'm a Las Vegas showgirl who, and I'm not even joking when I say that shit. I'm sure that will come as a surprise because I know I'm usually rather subdued. I could have been a funny showgirl though. Like that could have been my, it may not be too late. So if anybody out there, we're going to have to, it's going to involve heavy smoke and mirrors. The lighting is going to have, when the audience comes in, you're going to have to hand them a pen light so they can get to their seat. It may not be too late. And my only hard must-have in my rider, I'm going to need to come out of the ceiling on like a big hula hoop looking deal. Yes, I want to be sitting on it and I want it to start doing one of those. And then, I think I should do, although they really don't know who Bullscorn Betty is in Las Vegas. And Bellagio, hit me up. Venetian, I'm already a member of Club Grazie. So, I've been in there they're, what are they, like a show? What the hell do you call that? Like an auditorium? No, it's not an auditorium. It's an auditorium like this is a Monday. But yeah, I could see myself there on my hula hoop. Try, my God, can you imagine me trying to, y'all? This place is going to be a book, I promise you. And I right now I'm mainly working on how do I possibly sell this shit to people as anything remotely close to how do they always put that in the beginning of the movies? Ooh, based on true events or inspired by true events. I still on the daily ask myself, why is it that I voluntarily go? It's this. Like it's this. It really is. It gives me an excuse to do all this. Because all the people in my life that, real life, well, they've been seeing this for a long time. So they're like, okay, so I'm gonna say hello and then we are getting at it. I have to leave here at 12:30. I need to be out the door. So I have set my alarm for 12:20 so I can start wrapping it up. And I don't think I'm gonna be too terribly long. So there's a possibility that I will come back at the end of the afternoon. We'll just see. It depends on, who's live and that'll be that. But, we are on, wait for it. We are on page 8 of 4,927. I may not have enough years left in my life to get through this, but y'all, we are shooting for the moon to get through this pile of shit before the 8th. And the answer that is forthcoming by the real legal professional with a real legal education. I wonder if there's going to come a point when Betty's going to tell the judge and the lawyer that, well, you know what your problem is? You read the law, but you don't understand the law. I understand the law because I am legally educated. Oh God, Betty, you know what? People will forgive a lot of shit if you're hot, but you might want to work on being nice, okay? Yes, I understand. It is a big ask. It's about as likely as any of the other things I've requested of you. But I gotta ask. Wine, crime, and mayhem in the house. Good morning. Hey, Cash. I pressed my. Oh, your Cuban heel. First, I was like, oh my God, he's eating a Cuban already. Oh, that sounds good. Patty Pebbles. Every time I see your name, it makes me smile. I think of my beloved Fruity Pebbles. Hi, Denise. How are you? Chris, Cool Gamer, Miss Blue. Hey, Voices. How are you? Runs with Scissors. Elsie. Good morning, Running Bear. Hi, Julie. I was listening to Queen Bee from last night when I came in here. I will be very glad when that whole situation that was being discussed, because I'm not like, no, I won't be. I gave enough energy to that. Oh, and my goodness, I think that was that the subject of that. I think that was one of her things that as she was foaming at the mouth was talking about energy. I've given enough energy. Yes, I've given that name will be verboten. Hey Tater, how are you? Hey Bama G. And to the very sweet lady that I was listening to on panel. And I'm so sorry because I was listening to it on my phone and I could not see, most of the avatars I recognized. I did not know who it was that was speaking that was so very upset. Honey, I'm so sorry for you. And all I can say is not worth let's see, what's the chemical name for salt? Is it NaCl on the atomic chart? No. periodic table of the elements. Oh God, it's so nice to have an education. Yeah, I believe the chemical composition, well, the chemical salt is sodium chloride, and I believe that is on the periodic table of elements. I believe that is denoted by capital N, lowercase a, capital C, lowercase l. Not worth the NaCl in those tiers. Save them for one who deserves them. Hey, Branson girl, how are you? Hey, Blank Slate. Work. What the hell's work? Didn't you tell him that YouTube's... Never mind. Hey, SoFlo, how are you doing? Running. Hi, Zen. Zen, I did consider a red lip this morning for you. And I have a MAC Ruby Woo, which is supposed to be the universal red. Red, me and red, I can wear like a blue red, but orange reds or red reds, I just wasn't feeling it. But I did put on this very, it doesn't come across on camera. I know it looks light pink, but it is neon pink. Hey, Grandma Sherry, how are you? Runs with scissors. I said hi, right? I think I'm saying hi again. Hi squared. Hi, NaCl squared. I cannot believe I remembered that shit. In my family, in addition to calling me Jaja, most people want me on their team when it comes to things like trivia, because in the words of one of my family members, Lisa, you are a font of useless knowledge. I remember like weird little things I hear places, and I just file them away up here because you never know when you may need them. IP Clean. Ooh. Hi. That's a new name. I love that. Thank you, Amazon. And listen, just because Halloween is over, kids, I mean, I have already set the stage for the fact that I do not have a problem coming in here in a very extravagant outfit. And don't think I don't have other headpieces, okay? They may not have skulls on it, but I've got lots of fascinators, hats, and I just might be getting a whole bunch more. My husband said to me, where did you get all that shit? I said Amazon, where else? I'm like, damn, like you and the Amazon dude are on a first name basis. He actually ran into him at the grocery store one time. And I had to have a little talk with the Amazon guy after that. I'm like, dude, don't be like diming me out to my husband. He's not always here when you put stuff on the doorstep. That's a true story. Not about me diming him out, but him diming me out. He actually did run into my husband at the grocery store and said, oh, hey, yeah, I've been coming by your house a lot. My husband's like, yeah, like every day. I hope you told him my wife is generous at Christmas. Hey, Mama Bear, how are you? Hey, Nonsense, how you doing? But Zen, I do have other reds in there. I will find the perfect red for you. Hey, Marcy. Hi, Brittany. How are you? Earth Angel. Okie Crime News in the house. Who needs a therapist? Oh, never mind. Me after the events of the last few days. Listen, I'm usually playing therapist on here. Well, I think I'm like Queen Bee's receptionist when it comes to the therapy. Of course, I'm always there after the events have actually taken place live. Thank God for that usually. But I do, usually several minutes into the stream, the big group therapy stream from the night before that I fortunately missed. I usually text her my differential diagnosis just based on the first few minutes. It's now listen, I know it's never wise to state things. People who speak in absolutes are, that's often not a good thing to do. But in this case, unless you're referring to moi, that I am fairly certain has about as much chance as the proverbial blizzard in hell. I had a blizzard the other night. My in-laws were here and dinner wasn't such a hit, but that wasn't because of me, because I didn't cook it. But it wasn't the way it was cooked. It wasn't good. So after dinner, of course, one of my in-laws said, I'm going to need to make a run to Dairy Queen. And what do you want? Because I ate none of the dinner because I don't really eat real food. So I said, just give me a vanilla blizzard with Butterfinger. I said, and listen, our Dairy Queen is horrible. So Culver's blows them out of the water, but there isn't one that close. So I said, tell them double or triple the Butterfinger. I said, and tell them I don't want dust. Do not give me Butterfinger dust like you usually do. I want chunks of that shit in there. Okay. And my sister-in-law, she's just the one to do it. And she did. She goes, and when I got done telling the lady I didn't want dust, I wanted chunks, she said, ma'am, that'll be 89 cents extra. She said, that will be no problem. Hold on one moment, please. I just need to look at this really quick. No, you're not. I was. I have to go meet a client. And I'm sorry, I saw you texted me earlier and I was trying to put eyelashes on and the whole nine. And for some reason, my voice text isn't working. It's absurd. I'm sorry, y'all. I would have given you more heads up, but I truly wasn't sure how quickly I could get my act together this morning. Hi, Cece Jones. How are you? Hi, Cambry. Just Samantha. What happened to me saying I was going to go fast? I'm kind of going fast. Hi, Be Still. T Berry. Oh, I promise you, I only say half of what I really want to say. But thank you. Hi, William Eyelash. How are you? Hell no. That would be a hard pass and a hell to the no. And thank God I don't have any firsthand knowledge of them. But oh boy, have I been told. And it was hilarious. I was talking to somebody on the phone who said, oh my God, have you seen Twitter? I don't use Twitter. So I said, no. And, as the conversation went a little further, I said, wait a minute, let me guess. Was it? And she said, yeah, it was. And to say that I'm still like blown away 24 hours later. I said, well, thank you for just, yeah, no. But I truly was shocked. I had no clue. Absolutely no clue. I don't do Twitter. But yes, that was rather surprising. I thought there were other venues for that. And, I'm pretty sure that that person probably avails themselves of said venues. Hi, Rongo. How are you? Blank screen. Listen, I sent Queen Bee a text this morning and I said, well, I can't say everything I said because, I'm not looking to like fan any flames or stoke any fires, but One of the things I said was, for some reason, I got up at 4:30 this morning. I don't know why. I tried to go back to sleep by like 5 o'clock. I just gave up. Uh, I said, girl, when you put blank screens chat up and it said, who's the cat? I said, dead. Because apparently someone even accused you, I think, of helping someone do something not so nice. I'm really trying not to talk about it because, it's been talked about enough for the rest of my life for sure. And hopefully that'll be, I don't know, well, never mind. I was going to opine on, my family genetics, but I'm not going to do that. Hey, Revival, how are you? But yeah, when she highlighted that comment, I was like, damn, it's not easy to make me laugh this early in the morning, but that definitely got me giggling. Because I could tell you truly had no idea who that was, what that was. Yeah, boy, there's been ooh, damn it. What's that thing they say about the moon in retrograde? Because goodness, this weekend, oh boy, she was off the chain. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to absolutely, I'm going to say, yeah, that. I trust every person who has told me that. And you listen, you did it, so I don't have to. Yeah, I think it is very odd that they allow like such, what I understand is quite graphic. Yes. Listen, I probably shouldn't admit this, but I think the statute of limitations has run. Oh my goodness, you know what? Now that I think about it, I've discussed before my one and only brush with Johnny Law when I was 18 years old and I forged a check for $100. At the time, I didn't know it was called forgery. I thought it was just called like, we're borrowing this. And I'll ask my mom for the money if to pay it back. At any rate, I was gonna reply to this, and all of a sudden the light bulb went off. I can't believe I've never thought of this before. When I was in high school, I was like the class forger. I could sign and it was interesting because my father's name, his writing was much easier to forge. So anytime Lisa skipped school, I'd just sign my dad's name and that would be my excuse. And occasionally I'd do my mom's, but and then I started signing other people's parents' name. Yeah, I mean, if I'd have followed that person, I was no good. I got caught when I was 18, but if I'd been better, my gosh, I could have a Netflix series made about me. Oh, yes, so yes, I can write you a note. I was also rather good at coming up with excuses. We had to swim in high school in PE. We had like a semester where you had to swim. Why, I don't know. But we had a male PE teacher, and I was definitely not interested in putting on a shower cap. Hell to the no, one of those rubber deals, because they made you, I'm not talking like, we weren't in there doing Esther Williams synchronized swimming from like the 40s movies. No. this was like all the different, I'm like, why are we doing this shit? So you either wore a cap because you honestly, you had like 30 minutes in the pool, then they would blow the whistle like I'm going to make for Betty when she retires her bullhorn. And do you think this is why it takes us so long to get through this effing thing? And you had like 15-20 minutes in the locker room to like shower off the chlorine, and the chlorine, oh my god, you can imagine what level of chlorine had to be in there. Or you didn't wear the cap, and then your hair was, you'd have to go to class with your hair wet. And I didn't wear makeup really, but so I decided, no, Lisa's not doing this. And yeah, I sold the incredibly rare biological function that apparently I was the only adolescent on the planet who had, and that was, please excuse Lisa from PE this morning. Every day for almost every day of the semester, we had to swim as she has her period. And because it was a male PE coach, no, dude, I'll do anything. Like, I'll sweep shit up on the side of the pool. I think they had something. Oh, those little like floaty. Oh God. I was like, what? Why the hell are you making us do this? And I swear to you, I think that school still does it, which is bizarre. Can you imagine nowadays what kind of bathing suits the girls would want to wear? And they'd be coming out there in thongs. Oh, I hope they don't swim anymore. You know what? I'm gonna have to ask my mother, because she drives by it all the time. Damn it. Oh no, not the hats. Lisa loves, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I referring to myself? Hi, Nicole. How are you? Hi, BJ Marshall. How you doing? Bright light. Oh, I love that spelling. Y'all, I saw another name. I think it was in Queen Bee's, and it was so brilliant. And if it hadn't been so damn early in the morning, I would have written it down. But if I see it, it was a name I hadn't seen before, and it was so clever. Hi, Mick. How are you? Oh, I'm glad you got alive. Hi, Chronicles. How are you? Oh, God, I'm so far behind. When I see this is how I know I need to like shut my mouth and start running faster in this chat. Like, oh, God, you know how long it takes her. Okay, we're close. Hi, CK. How are you? Kara, good morning. Good morning. Hi, Liza. How are you? Running. Hi, Brianna. Okay, we're almost there. Hi, Nettie. How you doing? Gina F. Yes, they are. They're terrible. At mine, I swear to you, it's just dust. We used to go there a lot. I just started buying my own bag of Butterfingers and doing it myself. Hey, Amy M, how are you? Ew, vegan milkshakes. What the hell's that? Oh, milk protein. Oh, that sucks. I'm like, damn, how do you get milkshake out of a leaf? I tell you what, though, they've gotten a lot better. My husband eats a lot of what's he on now? They found a way to make flour out of like no carb flour, and they make it with bamboo fiber, I believe. It's pretty crazy. And I'll tell you what, it does not taste bad, shockingly. Because usually most of that stuff, I'm like, oh, God, it tastes like ass. Shit, almost there. Hey, Nanya. I would say, yes, I don't Twitter. I do not Twitter, but if all of what I've heard, wow, yes, I would concur. It's a mess. Hey, Stephanie S. Oh my God, I have heard that before. One time I was looking for high heels, and yeah, they were. I found high heels all right, but I wasn't interested in any heels that were already being on another one's body, um, and not to walk in. Hey, Sherlock homie. Oh, there you go. There's one of my all-time favorite, most clever screen names. Hey, Ripples in Time. Yeah, I had never seen the oh, Amy, you started a forgery career early. I hope you were better at it than me. Actually, I'm glad I had an early intervention by the law, and that cured my forging career. You know, they couldn't go back in time to my high school day. Well, shit, I wasn't that far out of high school, truthfully. Hi, Fairy Meadows. Okay, now I'm really running. Hi, Sticky. Running. Cutie Pie in the house. Quirky Carlotta. Okay, I think we're there. I lied. But we are almost there. And I really hi, mother of two boys. How you doing? All right, truth hurts and karma's a bitch. All right, let's get this shit show started. Okay, when we last met, do you want to see the stickers first? We've got two snatched together. Okay, I've got it all organized. So here we go. I'm just going to pick up at the top of the page. So if we already went over this, I'm sorry, and you can be sure that Betty will just repeat it probably 87 more times. So we're not going to miss anything. Bullhorn Betty. Oh, okay. The last page must have said something about this was the part about having mental issues. I think I said if the diagnostic code fits, wear it, bitch. Not that I'm making a diagnosis. I don't do that. Okay. Yes. The last sentence on the prior page said, Queen Bee made multiple statements about Bullhorn Betty's mental state and provided statements of fact on Queen Bee's channel that Bullhorn Betty is mentally ill and even called BHB schizophrenic in an effort to further humiliate Bullhorn Betty. Betty, I think you do a fine job of that yourself. And to cause additional harm to Bullhorn Betty's reputation. That is a bridge too far, because when you've had 43 entries in the civil and criminal docket, and you have been drugged for filth by real members of the media telling you that, you know, the Vanity Fair article and whatnot, in my opinion, it would take a probably first-degree felony to further damage your sterling reputation. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, she's trying to sell this like she's Holly Hobby. Oh no, what did I say she was? She was the president of the Hartford Alley PTA. Further humiliate Bullhorn Betty and to cause additional harm to Bullhorn Betty's reputation and ability to make money on YouTube. Well, I'm sure, Betty, that you're going to have all the financial documentation to prove that assertion. Oh, and won't that be interesting? Oh, yes. Discovery is what I'm really looking forward to, kids. And all I can tell you is pack a lunch. We're gonna grow older together, okay? Hey, TT the Good Tiffany. Hi, Sophie King. Anyone else who came in, and if I didn't see you, I'm sorry, and I will catch you at some point when I look up. Queen Bee has called Bullhorn Betty, quote, lol's cow, end quote, quote, hogs, end quote. Betty, that should have all been capitalized because it's an acronym. Oh, that's probably going to really throw her. Look it up. And other degrading names to incite her audience to maliciously attack Bullhorn Betty and to further dehumanize Bullhorn Betty in the eyes of the public on a daily basis and for hours at a time. Oh, you mean like when you stood in front of someone's home and screamed that they were baby killers, prostitutes, drug addicts, this, that, and a third, through your bullhorn, of course, just disrupting and causing chaos for an entire neighborhood based on nothing more than some shit you saw on the internet and a notion in your head. Benny, do you see the irony here, pumpkin? Probably not. And if you are humiliated by the acronym, and I'm assuming she is because she put it in here. You know what's hilarious? She nowhere in here up to this point, well, I won't say nowhere, but I've commented many, many, many times that there's so much, like, she's not specific about things. She doesn't use, when she should be specific and give proof, she doesn't. And then when she does, it's like, well, she shouldn't have. She should not have put that in there, in my opinion, because, honey, I don't know if you named the group. Boy, that board meeting must have been interesting. The annual shareholders meeting of the board of directors of Tragedy Pimps, Inc. If memory serves me, we did elect Molly Golightly the president. She and Betty, do you think she and Betty, like, had a fist fight to... but if you felt humiliated by the heels on the ground name, which, I mean, I'm sorry that you could not have imagined that might be referred to with its initials. That's the acronym part. Then you should have thought of that ahead of time, because somebody named it. I mean, did you have a quorum? She won't know what that is. I don't know. And the thing about the money, how did she put that? Additional harm to Bullhorn Betty's reputation, well, not easy to do. And the ability to make money on YouTube. My note says, how does that work? I mean, when your income is entirely, it's not fixed at all, except what you probably get from the government every month from, off the largesse of taxpayers' money, like myself, and I'm sure most people in this chat, if not everyone. I'm not saying I'm not asserting that is true. But I will not be at all surprised. I have heard her talk about being on some type of assistance or disability. So when you're like, when your income, this is almost like being in sales. People who are in sales, the ones who make the really big money, and I have a sister-in-law that's in sales, and she does very well for herself. But the reason that her commissions are so high is because she is 100% commission-based. There is there's no base salary. There's no draw. It's just whatever she hustles and sells is what she gets a percentage of. So when you're in a business like that, there are so many things that contribute to your income. You just never know. And it really is not a bad analogy, because anybody who's on here and this is their income, at least here you get your draw of whatever the, probably the very small amount of AdSense. But all kinds of things contribute, because if your audience is struggling with something, the cost of living just keeps going up, 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 up. Well, when that happens, people can't give as much and the donations go down, down, down. Usually, what's the word? Not comparable. It'll come to me. Okay, so there's that. Hey, Striker Force, how are you? Tia, did I say hi to you? I can't remember. Hi. Hey, True Texan, how are you? So good luck with that. But I'm sure you'll have all your tax documents to prove all this, so that I'm sure it won't be a problem. Betty, to further dehumanize. You mean like when you and Dolly were screaming at Aileen, just the most filthy, vile, foul things. Bad enough that a man was doing that, but for a woman to speak to another woman the way you were speaking to her, I've never, the way you spoke to Aileen, and pretty much I'm sure anybody else out there who gave you a little pushback or told you what a douche canoe you were, like, I don't know, the guy whose easement you were sitting on, I believe, where his driveway met the road. I have never said anything even remotely close to you, who I have zero use for and cannot stand. And I've made no secret of that. And I'm quite sure the feeling's mutual. But I wouldn't speak to you that way. I wouldn't speak to anyone that way. You know why, Betty? Because it's more of it says far more about you than your stupid, childish, petty, dumbass insults could have ever said to her. Okay? That's what you, even at your age, you have not seemed to figure this out yet. Sorry, I mean, I can't help you with that. But I have seen you. It's interesting she uses that word dehumanize in here, because I have said more times than I could count or remember that very word to Dolly about what he said to Aileen. And I've said it to Betty too. So you would know, wouldn't you? Dehumanize Bullhorn Betty in the eyes of the public on a daily basis and for hours at a time. Like you do, right? Yeah. I've seen you do that. In fact, how long were you in front of, how long did you hold Quentin Simons Street captive to your temper tantrum as you were raking in the money? And I'll tell you what, if you gave money to anyone who was out there, I'm speaking, this is in general, this is not directed to her, but if you gave money to any of those people that were out in front of Quentin Simon's house, acting the damn fool, shame on you. And just like I told Betty, whoo, that says a lot more about you than, yeah. And you know why this is so infuriating with people like this? And this truly is my problem with her, okay? Because what else would my problem be with her? There's my life and her life and where each of us are in our respective lives, they don't even reside in the same solar system. Okay. So my problem with her is this shit right here. It's that, like a child, like a petulant child having a tantrum, she thinks that she can do whatever she wants based on, she doesn't have all the information that she would need to be. Of course, when these terrible things happen, we all sit back and say, oh, this is not going to be good. And Joe Blow did it. That's normal to make those, guesses, because that's what they are. They are assumptions based on, hi Laura, how are you? Based on nothing more than what you've seen on the internet and, read or heard in the media, the mainstream media. But yet you jump up and down and profess to be this fucking constitutional scholar, you're legally educated, all of it. Hey, Becca. And it's just like, what? What the hell is wrong with you? And then you go and you think you have the right. And I mean, by the strictest letter of the law, well, she knows, I'm sure she knows to within a millimeter, like all scumbag people do, where that line is. And, if you can, where is the point where you can go a millimeter over and then it's not lawful, but it's immoral what you do. It is, in my opinion, it's immoral. You are convicting people before they've even been arrested a lot of the time. And it's all the collateral damage as well that she doesn't give a fuck about. And it is the most, I hate a liar and I hate a hypocrite. And I may be a lot of things. And I'll take anything that bitch wants to throw my way. But you have never and you will never see me ever behave in the manner that she does, because I wasn't raised that way. So that's my problem with her. That shit, like, she abuses the legal system as retribution and revenge for people, and to bully into silence people who speak out against her. And if you sit silent, I mean, I'm not trying to like be the police of the internet. I'm not trying to be the police of Betty, but it's like somebody has to be the counterpoint to say, you're full of shit, you're wrong. And for all you people that follow her, and listen, I give two shits. I don't care if she's got 1 million subs, 25,000, 1,000. It doesn't matter to me. Nothing she does will have any impact on my life unless she, wants to come and stand in front of my house with her bullhorn and, pull up. Because I wouldn't even be able to see you. I'd see you through a camera, but like it's not like, it wouldn't be like it was in most of the places you go, where people, I would imagine, can't even sit in their damn living room without having to listen to your stupid ass with your bullhorn. So this has nothing to do. I give the counterpoint to her. And what I was saying is, for you people that follow her and are doing so because you think that she's this legal expert. There's a lot of real legal experts out there. You know, if you're just following her because you like her personality, well, great. But, you know, don't believe do not believe. I'm telling you, I wish I knew who made this comment one time in the chat. And it was something to the effect of small-minded, hey, Rowena, and not so, hi, P. Ogden, and not so small-minded and, you know, not so bright people. In large part, people like that she speaks with authority, and people like the type I just mentioned, they will blindly follow that and just, okay. I know better. Okay. Oh boy, here comes an exhibit. Also, see Exhibit G. Oh, well, I just happen to have it right here. Okay, so after what I just read about the for hours at a time, she wants us to see Exhibit G. I said, finally, a helpful exhibit. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Let me take this off my little paper so I can show it to you. I'm trying to keep it all nice and in order. Okay, so here's Exhibit G. I don't remember what it is, but we're going to find out in a minute. And apparently I liked it very much because I put a smiley face, XOXO, and I said, verdict for the defendant, Your Honor. Okay, so what is Exhibit G? Oh, goodness, Betty. Once again, thank you for this lovely 200-point font, apparently. She is kind enough to give us the definition of a lolcow. Now, please bear in mind that in this, she spelled it differently than this. And, you know, she probably, see, that's what I mean. She doesn't even care enough to be, you know, in and of itself, is it the end of the world? No, but it points to, like, I'm sorry, this is just when you are a legal professional. And I know because I worked for a lawyer as a paralegal for a short period of time. Every detail on filings and whatnot, they matter because words matter. And here she spells it LOL cow, but here she spells it LOLZ COW. A person or group of people laughed at for actions that they take, despite not trying to be funny. Is there a picture in here somewhere? Should be. Oh, I'll draw it. Y'all, I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, so. Oh, sorry, wrong. Okay, there we go. There's a mean little Betty with little broken hairs all over. They may try to take themselves seriously, but are often milked for laughs, with or without their knowledge. Well, my God, Betty, girl, did you inspire the term? Because I think you did. Teams like the Browns, Oilers, Redskins, and Grizzlies are some of the greatest lolcows in over the past decade in the world of sports. What the hell? Honest to God, the depths of her fucking stupidity know no bounds. What? Okay, clearly, this is screenshotted from somewhere. Can you just explain to me why this sentence right here, that was perfect. But she's going to include this shit about football teams? Apropos of what? It has absolutely zero to do with you and what you're, I mean, this is what I mean. Like, I don't get it. She didn't have to put that there. But thanks. I said, BHB, this helps you how? It proves you are one. I mean, that's what, for me, it does. It's unbelievable to me. I have never seen anybody this. I mean, I'm puzzled by, since this is her whole identity, is being this, is this thing she wants to portray herself as, that it is so very obvious she is not. But girl, you could sell it better if you would. Well, there's a reason she can't sell it better. This is I don't know what it is. Look. Now, this is printed, so I don't know, maybe in the e-file it was more obvious what this is from. I mean, do you think that this is proof? Some words on a page and then what looks like it's possibly something from YouTube. But if you don't hang on YouTube all the time, how would they know? She literally, like, this is her exhibit. From Queen Bee, her avatar. Another great video at Heels in the Air. You always come with facts. Humble yourself, hogs. You can't speak on anyone's criminal record when yours is longer than a CVS receipt. Oh, look what I did. I drew a little picture of Betty crying. And I said, exactly, bitch. What the? I honest to God, I don't get it. I do not get any of this. I just don't. If you came in and I missed you while I was reading, I'm so sorry. And I will, hopefully I will see you at some point before we end. Oh, here's a screenshot from Queen Bee. I guess this was a community post from the Urban Dictionary. Oh my goodness, a bullhorn Betty. Look at that. Oh, an uneducated, loud, obnoxious, self-entitled, victim-shaming tragedy pimp with over-processed hair. A bullhorn Betty enjoys long strolls on private property. Oh, like the Murdochs. Remember that when she went to what the hell was that? What did they call that property where Alex Murdoch killed Paul and Maggie? Oh, did it start with an M? But what the hell was it? Anyway, oh yeah, when she went there with somebody that, you know, she was interviewing someone. Of course, it wasn't her property and nobody was supposed to be on it. Hey, VKser, how are you? Hi, Trosinger. Oh yeah, who got the boot? I just saw hi, KB. The truth seeker. Hey, y'all, did you see that Joneson got saved? I did not. I don't watch it. But usually somebody will tell me. Let's go, Brandon. How are you? So who got the boot? Moselle. That's what it was called. Yep. So yeah, very, very, very bizarre. A bullhorn Betty is mostly known for its delusional state of mind and ability to manipulate strangers into financially supporting its disgusting, and then it cuts off. Uneducated. Well, I'm sure she thinks that's up for debate. I have never seen jack shit all proof of anything, and she doesn't need to. She doesn't need to prove anything to me because there's nothing she could show me that would have me believing she was educated. When I say she appears uneducated to me, I base that on, oh, all this kind of stuff, the words that come out of her mouth. I've been over it ad nauseum, so that's what I base it on. But I guess that point could be up for debate. Loud, check. Obnoxious, check. Self-entitled, check. Victim shaming, check. Oh yeah, like when she told women to just, close your legs, keep your legs closed. Tragedy pimp, oh hell yes. Over processed hair, check. Strolls on private property, check. Harassing innocent victims, check. Of tragedy for monetary gain, check. Yeah, well, what's the problem? And yes, but apparently she is under the impression that all of that helps her. Okay. Queen Bee has made false statements by telling Queen Bee's audience Bullhorn Betty was paid by Molly Golightly, a former YouTube channel, to report findings on Queen Bee. Is there by any chance, is there an affidavit or anything in here? A sworn affidavit? Now, I'm on that point, I'm not even sure if that is how this would be done. I'm not real familiar with criminal, I know the basics of the rules of civil procedure with civil things. I know more about criminal. So does Betty, I would imagine. But I don't know if a sworn affidavit would suffice, but I would imagine she'll be calling Miss Molly Golightly on her witness list when this gets to the trial of the century. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But can do me a favor. Can we please? I've already asked. I mean, I do have a lot of winter stuff, but I would prefer that we do this in the spring or the summer so that when I go there to report, I won't be freezing to death. This is false. Let's read that again. Queen Bee has made false statements by telling Queen Bee's audience Bullhorn Betty was paid by Molly Golightly, a former YouTube channel, to report findings on Queen Bee. I think that's that she did say. What the, you idiot? That's supposed to be BHB, not Queen Bee, you dumbass. My God. And I have no idea about any of that, but even if she did, so what? Is that illegal? What kind of findings? What does that even mean? Report findings. Nobody needs Molly Golightly to report jack shit to them. Your long and storied civil and criminal docket history is there for anybody with an internet connection, a few IQ points, and working fingers. So this is false. Exhibit H. See Exhibit H. Okay. Stand by. Let me just get Exhibit H right on out of here. Okay, there's Exhibit H. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what it is. Whatever it is, I guess I liked it. Number 2, helpful exhibit. Smiley face. XOXO. Hugs and kisses, Bets. Oh. You guys want to see how I sign my name? I'm sure you'd be very shocked. And this is like, if I have to actually sign something, this is, if I care about making it legible and nice, this is how I sign my first name. I don't always make a smiley face in the dot on the I. Even my handwriting is extra. When I was in school and they would give you those real, God, they were almost like tissue paper. Remember when you were learning to do cursive and they'd have the lines and they were so thin, they were like a step up from an onion skin? And he'd have those giant like red pencils. I always needed, they were like, Lisa, you need to stay in you're supposed to stay in these two. Bitch, this is my name. I'll spell it how I want. Okay, so what's Exhibit H? That this is, I guess, going to prove that Betty enlisted, or that Queen Bee enlisted Molly to report findings. Of course, we have no idea what the hell findings encompass. Screenshot from Queen Bee. I guess it's from the chat. I don't know. It says at Bull. Oh, okay. I know what this is. It says at Bullhorn Betty. I knew you were doing this for Molly Golightly. Her payment confirmed it. I've never in my life sold anything to a child, and everyone knows that because my docs is old as fuck. You didn't discover anything new. You're putting a show on for your friend. I know exactly what she's referring to here. It's not okay to dox anyone. No one threatened to come to your house. Stop the crazy horse. And it's hard to see, but this was Betty's live when they were opining on, I think she had already doxed Queen Bee's pictures of her kids, or at least family members' children. And this is a $99.99, so $100 super chat to Betty from Molly. So make of that what you will. And you know, as I sit here, I'm tits deep in this insanity, and I don't know what to make of it. So why it proves absolutely, I mean, it could be anything. I mean, I'm not any more enlightened than I was when I looked at Exhibit H. Queen Bee stated that Bullhorn Betty collects money from Bullhorn Betty's YouTube channel and does not search or help in the cases covered, despite hundreds of hours of footage to the contrary. Bitch, I have never seen hundreds of hours of footage of you searching for anybody. I have seen various short clips of you tromping through the woods or, whatever, wherever the terrain happens to be. And usually you're bitching and moaning and complaining the entire time. You're trying to figure out how to walk, chew gum, and live stream at the same time. And then, I think Betty's hoping she'll stumble across somebody's body one day, and that'll just, propel her to, top of the Krama food chain. All her wildest dreams are going to come true. I mean, maybe she does have hundreds of hours of, she certainly has hundreds of hours of footage of her being Betty. So I don't know, maybe somebody else has seen it. This is an attempt to deprive Bullhorn Betty of income provided through Bullhorn Betty's channel to cause maximum reputational damage. I think we've already gone over that quite a bit. And to intentionally deprive Bullhorn Betty of funds needed to continue Bullhorn Betty's work and efforts. Betty, I don't speak for Queen Bee. I'll only speak for myself. I do not care if you make $1, $1 million, $20 billion, $20, 20 cents, 20 nickels, 20 rubles, 20 yen. It just doesn't matter. 20 pesos. It has no, it doesn't have any bearing on our lives. How much money you make. And I mean, am I crazy? Because typically with a job, you are compensated for that job. Okay. I don't really know about you have to pay to do your job. That's a new one. B Tim, is that what it is? Is it? Listen, I said in the beginning of this is my final, most dramatic Halloween headpiece for the day. And I said in the beginning of this that this thing reminds me of a thumbnail for, I think it's a TV show, a series. It reminds me of this so much, and I can't think of what it is. But I did kind of think, yeah, like some kind of Nubian goddess deal this thing is. So yeah, I mean, I'm just puzzled. That would be like I'm self-employed. And of course, there are business expenses associated with owning a business. Sitting on YouTube and playing this, that, and a third. What business expenses do you have associated with that? If you want to get your ass in your car and you want to go and play citizen fill in the blank, that's not a job. I mean, I guess it could be called a business expense. But I don't know that she has anything on file anywhere, hey Southern Mimi, that would indicate that she has any type of business in. I mean, I can look her up on Sunbiz because that's where it would be. But I can tell you this, if she is selling anything, she owes the state of Florida sales tax. So I know she's got her merch that I'm sure just flies off the shelves because my God, who wouldn't want to walk around with Betty filtered to the point that she looks like she's animated, like cartoon? Yeah, who wouldn't want to wear that for the low, low price of, my God, I saw one of those fucking sweatshirts was like, oh my God, I think it was like 75, 80 bucks. I'm thinking, are you kidding me right now? But that's because she's a moron and she's paying retail and then she's adding on her own nut on top of the retail. But Betty, if you're a business, why aren't you buying wholesale? And most importantly, I sure hope you're paying the state of Florida Department of Revenue your sales tax, because trust me, they want it. If you sell $1 or $1 million, well, they're gonna ask you for it all the same. Oh. So yeah, I don't understand why she thinks anybody cares how much money she makes. And Betty, I'm going to tell you this again. You have twice the subs that Queen Bee has. But from where I'm sitting, she's got, even if hers are half, well, I'll take her half over your double, because like I said, we all show out and show up. And there's a reason for that, which you would not understand. So I'm not going to waste time on that. But hi, Michelle, how are you? Queen Bee stated on Bullhorn Betty's channel that Bullhorn Betty had sexual intercourse with a YouTuber by the name of Dolly Vision. Let me just state right here and now that I have no way of knowing if that is true or not. What I do know that I saw with my own eyes and heard with my own ears is more than one. Well, we'll just say one that is very much, I would say, is trustworthy and very much in a position to know about that. And it doesn't matter what we think. That was between her and her then partner. So, and so what? Well, but I can tell you that that is not something that went flying around the YouTube streets for no reason. All of that happened because of, well, I know one person for sure who decided to come and, let's just say, tell some tales out of school in a live stream, in a chat, while Dolly and Betty happened to be, well, I think first, I know he was in Las Vegas. I don't know if she was there, but they definitely ended up together in, was it Idaho? Were they there to, was that when they went to go see Brandy Neal, Michael Vaughn's mom? And you know, Betty said they shared a car for the night. They very much appeared together in Georgia. And like, trust me, Betty, we don't I don't need or want any visuals on any of that. None of us care. It was just something that happened. And you know how this place is. It's a little Peyton place. But you know, the good, just always try and time your alleged scandals. Try and, like, if you can coordinate them around, like, you know, a real world big event or somebody bigger and more important than you on YouTube, which, you know, that's pretty much everybody, that helps to deflect some of the fire. Yeah, you know, that's my other job, is image management and public relations. No, not really, but if I, you know, yes, that is my, now that was what I just said. That's a perfect example of how I see Betty portraying herself. I gave that little bit of advice, and then I, you know, very sarcastically said, yeah, that's my other job, PR and image management consultant. Well, that is what I just did. But that does not mean that I'm a PR consultant. So I'm a PR consultant, like Betty's a legal analyst. Queen Bee further stated that Bullhorn Betty had sexual intercourse with another YouTuber by the name of JLR. You know, I'd be willing to bet that they might be just as upset about these allegations as you are, Betty. I have collaborated with both creators. Okay, so there you go. There's all this time, it's been Bullhorn Betty, but not Bullhorn, you know. I don't know why I give a rat's ass, but because that's just me. If I'm going to redact for one, I'll redact for all. All through this document, it's been Bullhorn Betty, Bullhorn Betty, Bullhorn Betty. And now all of a sudden we go to first person. And that's not, she should have stuck with, hi, Nurse Bev. Hi, Scorpio Sting. You know what, Amy? I agree. Southern Mimi. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, and I probably am. Yeah, because I think he's kind of like I don't know. I picture him as being, well, let's just say I mean, if I had to opine on his libido, I mean, I think I would say, much like someone who, you know, you're not an atheist, but you're an agnostic. Agnostics, I think, kind of, they won't go quite as far as being an atheist, but they're not buying the whole, you know, organized religion. I kind of see him that way as like, and I don't want to see him anyway. I have collaborated with both creators as well as many other creators over the last 2 years, both male and female. Wonder who those would be. Besides, the stated. This may jeopardize future business opportunities and or work assignments with future collaboration and or other collaborators, especially if that individual is a male. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what? Please explain. I'm gonna need clarification on that because, wow. I mean, most, like, I don't get it. What is she alluding to? Betty, and by the way, Betty, it does not, that's not exactly complimentary to you. I mean, I personally would like to be under the delusion that every man that I walk by, falls at my feet. I'm not going to put in a legal document that just the thought of maybe, like, what they would be worried that you're going to come on too strong. What? I need some clarification on this because I am totally not understanding it. I just don't. I am really at a loss as to what. I mean, let me just read that to myself real quick. God, honest to God. Basically, like, there's no way to read that. I'm in my head trying to make this. Because it sounds like she's saying that she's such a commodity that any male creator is either going to be worried about gossip that he slept with her, or actually, like, worried that there may be unwanted overtures. It is baffling, absolutely baffling to me. Queen Bee, thank God there was not an exhibit. Betty's Tinder. Tinder screenshots. That's a joke. For more than one reason. Queen Bee intentionally, willfully, and with malice and aforethought. It's malice aforethought. We don't need the word and. With malice aforethought, defamed B.H. Betty. Defamed Bullhorn Betty in an effort to humiliate, dehumanize, embarrass, and cause great harm to Bullhorn Betty's reputation. We're not going to go over that for the 947th time. And harm to Bullhorn Betty financially, personally, and professionally. So let me get this straight, because people are saying that Dolly was probably knocking the bottom out of it. Sorry for the gross, like, ugh. That is somehow going to, and that is gossip. I don't know anybody who has said definitively, oh, yes, it happened. I've never heard him acknowledge it. I've never heard her acknowledge it. If anything, Betty, I would think that this right here is causing a lot more problems for him than it ever would for you. But like, I'm trying to think if there was ever can y'all think of anybody who was like a female Epstein? Was there ever a version of that? Because that's kind of what she's making herself sound like. Like, oh, none of the male creators are going to want to, work with me because I'm, I'm a jaguar and not in the garage. Cougar. I do not see how a salacious piece of gossip in the scope of things that go on that people say about others in this place, and that's yeah, that's a new one. I don't know how that boy. I mean, how are we going to prove that? How are you going to prove that allegation? Like, I guess you could haul Dolly into court. You could put him on the stand. Oh, well, first we're going to depose him. Well, not we, but, they. Betty's we, and, Queen Bee's lawyer. So the deposition will come first. And then, if the testimony from the stand is not in keeping with the testimony in the deposition, then that will be used to impeach. So even if he said, but yeah, and I mean, I have no opinion one way or the other. I don't care. I mean, truthfully, I don't want to be thinking about anybody's extracurricular activities. And I've heard more about his than I ever wanted to. I hope that the account that he had at the First National Bank of Spank, I hope that account has been frozen. But even if he were loud and proud and said, yeah, it happened. So, I mean, people do this shit all the time in the real world. Oh boy, I could say something right now. But I won't. Not about any of the people we've been talking about. So yeah, what will we have to do to prove that? Are we going to have to start sending subpoenas to all the male YouTubers and say, is this going to put the kibosh on a collab between you and Bets? Betty, I think if you do have any damage to your potential collaborators, well, I would think that probably has a lot more to do with who you are and what you do and how you behave than who you're doing the horizontal tango with. Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Further, okay, we are on page 9. Hallelujah. Further, in this video, Queen Bee stated that there were no locals at Leilani Simon's house until Bullhorn Betty, Dolly Vision, and MGL arrived in Chatham County. My note says, to her knowledge, unlike you, Queen Bee doesn't claim to know everything. What? And how? See, it's things like that That is such a stupid, that doesn't belong in here. She cannot prove what Queen Bee knew at the time in her head. I mean, is that not at all possible? Oh no. Oh, hi Pamela. I thought you meant a new one. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, you cannot prove that Queen Bee didn't, not that it matters not. It is irrelevant. It is germane to nothing. It's a total throwaway. It's who gives a shit. Like a lot of this. All of it. You can't prove that when she said that, if she said that, I don't know, I didn't see it. But if she did say that, why in the hell do you think that you can prove what she knew in her head? God, I mean, that is false, period. Betty, you should have, after Chatham County, there should have been a comma, and then that is false, period. Sentences, you know, you don't need a sentence with 3 words. I mean, it needs a subject and a verb. Well, I mean, I guess we could, in the strictest, yeah, this isn't the diagramming sentences episode, but you know, as usual, it's all your writings. Yeah. Boy, Betty, I think you need to go back to journalism English, because do you need me to write you a note for all the years that you've been absent? I will. I'm good at that. At least that's what well, I was until I wasn't. There were several local people and a lot of media in front of the home when Griffin arrived. And you know what I put? How the hell do you think you know who was local? What'd you do? Get out of your car? Well, you're such an asshole. You probably did. Like, how would she have any earthly idea that the people that were there when she landed on the scene? What did you do? Walk up and say, hi, I'm bull scorn hot mess Betty. I'm the census taker. I'm going to need to ask you a few questions. Where are you from? How long you've been here? What do you do for a living? Oh, you're a tragedy pimp too. Yeah. I mean, it's just such a dumb thing to say. And who gives a shit? Who gives a damn? Hey, Heather BBG, how are you? This video received 9,528 views. Period. Should have been a comma. And then, it is believed Queen Bee did this solely for the purpose of inciting Queen Bee's audience to attack Bullhorn Betty publicly. Betty, let me tell you something, you dumb bitch. Everyone knows that you and your buddies, you were making bank out there. That's why you stayed out there as long as you did. So good luck proving that one. If I would imagine your views and your checkbook balance skyrocketed as well during this period of time. So clearly, if what I just said is borne out in the supporting documentation, like your financials, I have a feeling that what you're alleging here, that I mean, I guess it's true about her views. Well, I'm pretty sure that probably would have gone for anybody, including you. So won't that be interesting? What I'm getting at is, my God, is she just, I honestly, I'm embarrassed for her, because I promise you, I will be shocked. And of course, I'll issue an apology if her financials do not show what she's trying to what she put in this document, like that is something actionable. That Queen Bee's views went up. Well, gee, I don't know. Could it be because the whole country was watching and waiting to find out if they'd found that sweet baby? So while it's a crime for Queen Bee, her numbers are probably going to also be greatly increased during that period of time, which directly contradicts what she just said. I mean, honestly, I don't get it. Running Bear, I don't know if she went to Maine or not. I would personally like her to go take her journalistic skills and do some hard hitting on the scene reporting from the Gaza Strip. That's where I think we need Betty. Okay. Because she is a very religious woman as well. So, two birds, one stone. She could practice what she preaches. While Bullhorn Betty was live streaming in front of Leilani Simon's home, located in Georgia. How about a city in Georgia? With other media. No. With real media and you fucking tragedy pimp ass clown media. Let's, this is a legal document. We need to be specific here. And we need to be truthful. And other individuals unknown to Bullhorn Betty. Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on a second here. That is the next sentence after, let me just repeat this one. There were several local people and a lot of media in front of the home when Griffin arrived. And we literally go down like 2 sentences and she says, because she knew, based on that, she knew her assertion was, well, Queen Bee said that there were no local people there until we showed up. That's what she said. And then we go down 1 sentence and she says, while Bullhorn Betty was live streaming in front of Leilani Simon's home located in Georgia with other media and other individuals unknown to Bullhorn Betty. Well, if they're unknown to you, dumbass, how do you know that they're local? Betty, I'm a better jailhouse YouTube legal analyst than you could study your whole life. And you can't do what I'm sitting in this chair doing. I'm sorry that you can't see all the obvious contradictions and it's just insanity. And Betty, I do need to thank you though, because much like your views and probably checkbook balance skyrocketed when you were out terrorizing this neighborhood in Georgia, that you are saying Queen Bee got X amount of views on because of, whatever bullshit you're saying is because, of course, it's all about Betty because everything revolves around Betty. Well, I very much have my analytics, my goodness, they're looking good. And, I don't pay attention to that shit because I don't care. I'm not here asking for money, all that other shit. But, obviously I'm like everybody else. When you go to your studio, you see numbers. And I've taken a spin over to your channel and just looked at your thumbnails and the views on those thumbnails. And Betty, I have more views than you do on many, comparing all things being equal. So thanks. But yeah, Betty, you're just good for business. You're just, see, so there is something that she contributes to. But I mean, honestly, that just blows my mind that she directly, in one sentence, contradicts what she just said in the sentence prior. And trust me, I'm not the only one who's seeing all this. I need to fix this damn lipstick. Pardon me one moment. Can we get production in here, please? Look, I have told you that when I wear a dark lipstick, you need to be in here. Like within 1 hour, I'm going to need this. I need to blot my lips. You need to fill my coffee up. Yeah. Yes. I said the other day, show production. Did you not hear the two things that are absolutely show production? Hot coffee, and you need to have your trigger finger ready. Now, when I have to do this myself, I don't need to pay you to do that. Oh, that's right. I don't pay you. And the beauty of this is, folks, like, I'm like everybody else. You know, when I get encouragement, just gasses me up. Can you imagine how entertaining this would be if I said everything I would love to say about everybody I'd love to say it about? Not that there's too many. Honestly, I truly, 95% of this community, I think, is pretty damn good. When I say good, I mean people that, especially like if I go to Queen Bee's, you know, one of the bigger chats, it is rare that I see, well, I don't think I should say anybody, but I would say 98% of the people that I interact with in a chat like Queen Bee's, it's always very pleasant. I always walk away with a smile on my face. I like to make people laugh. And you know, some of these people are just comedy material. That's not. Oh damn, that doesn't work. I have to put the glasses over the headband. Okay. Yeah. So listen, if I have to talk to you again, you're off the gift card list. Okay, for Christmas. Yeah, no, I know they say I don't even say thank you. Never mind a gift card. Don't listen up. They're haters. Okay, fuck them. Where were we? Second verse. Same as the first. Oh, we have 6 minutes. While live streaming in front of Leilani's, Bullhorn Betty, Queen Bee actively encouraged Queen Bee's audience to call the Chatham County Police Department on Bullhorn Betty. I would be very shocked if she did that. I certainly did not hear that, and I don't believe that she would do that. You know why? Because I have directly heard her on multiple occasions whenever discussing, you know, anybody who's acting like you do, or any of these types of situations. I have always heard the exact opposite, as a matter of fact. I have always heard her say, do not be calling law enforcement. Don't bother them. They are busy. If you've got a legit something to report, you know, and then she'll give out the public information, you know, whatever the website or the phone number, whatever it may be. Queen Bee actively encouraged Queen Bee's audience to call the Chatham County Police Department on Bullhorn Betty. Chatham County Police Department received over 50 calls from people not even in the state of Georgia. How the fuck would you know that? Number one, because you know, my goodness, I don't exactly think that that really nice police chief there, what was his name? He really was a nice man. Of course, Betty hated his guts because he told Betty, sit the fuck down, stay in your lane, you stupid clown. So of course she hated him, and I'm sure she wanted to do everything from get him fired, sue him, take his retirement, you know, the whole 9 yards. So you go ahead and tell us how you would know where the hell those collars were from. You would not, you're full of shit. Unless, I don't know, could she FOIA dispatch? I guess she could. I don't know. I don't do stupid shit like that. Not that FOIA-ing things is a problem if you're actually doing, you know, a legit, if it's for legit purposes, not because you're a Karen like her, whiny bitch. So yeah, go let us know how you know that, and how in the ever-loving hell are you planning on proving that 50 calls were done at the behest of Queen Bee? Did we get one from each of the 50 states? Oh, that's what we did. Oh, I can see it now. Okay, well, California, you're on the board. Montana, congratulations. Come on now, kids. We need one more from, well, we've got the, what do they call that? We've got the contiguous 48. We got those handled, but come on now, Alaska and Hawaii, we're going to need you to step up your game here. Come on, get your calls into Chatham County. That's how absurd that shit is. I mean, honestly. Isn't that interesting? It was 50. Boy, I sure hope it was one from each of the 50 states. I'm going to feel cheated if not. Oh, yes, the country of Georgia. Yes. When, oh my God, when that Maine, when they were looking for that bastard, the Maine, and it was in Lisbon, I said to someone who may or may not be in this chat, I said, oh my God, the next video title is going to say, I'm packing my steamer trunk for Lisbon, Portugal. Off to Portugal we go with the rules of civil procedure for the country of Georgia. Seriously. Oh, it gets better. This was intentionally, I'm sorry, this was to intentionally cause conflict with Bullhorn Betty and the local law enforcement personnel. Bitch, you didn't need any help. They were likely getting phone calls from, oh, I don't know, every single person who lived within 2 streets of Leilani Simons. You actually think that law enforcement needed any encouragement to form their, what I would assume is very low opinion of you, acting like a damn clown. You are such a fool. Well, kids, I think I timed that just perfectly. Wasn't that fun? I'm gonna have to let me put a little star. How could anybody be like so? I mean, could she actually believe any of this? I mean, she brought a 3-ring circus to that street that was already dealing with, I mean, that was a small jurisdiction. They have likely never dealt with a case of that magnitude. And then you've got the the landfill situation. I mean, just an absolute nightmare. Their budgets were just exploding at the seams. I'm sure they had to call in all kinds of overtime personnel. I mean, just an utter nightmare. And then you got her on top of it. And she thinks that Queen Bee told, let's dial for dollars, kids. I mean, I'm telling you, the more I read this, the more you really do get a glimpse into up here. And all I can say is I don't understand it. It is. I mean, I'm sure it means something. I don't know what, but oh, isn't this fun? So the plan is, hey, Amberly, how are you? Bye, Amberly, how are you? Oh, Kathy P, I'm good. I'm glad you think it's the best one. I saved the best for last. At least I thought I did. I'm going to go because I've got to get in my car in 10 minutes and I need to walk the dog. So if nothing's going on when I get back today, we'll do part 2 because tomorrow's a no-go. I've got a big Halloween party to go to. And today's Monday, so Tuesday. And Wednesday is a no. I've got a girlfriend coming over. Oh, I've got my girlfriend who loves to clean and organize. She's coming to help me. Oh God, tackle it's gonna be a nightmare. She'll love it. I'll be like purging and So Wednesday's out. So yeah, I won't be Thursday. Thursday would be the next time. So I'll try and come back in here later on today. Otherwise, I will see you guys. Well, I'll see you out. I'll see you out in these streets, but sorry, I was looking at one of the. My hair's only back in a pony. All I have to do is whip off the headband. All right, kids. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry about the switcheroo and the no notice. It just came up at the last minute. So, okay, while the sun shines. So hopefully I'll see you guys later on today. All right. Y'all, I'm not even going to play I'm not going to play the music because I don't have time. I need to get out the door. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a happy Halloween if I don't see you tomorrow or tonight. Yeah, no, you're definitely not going to see me tomorrow, but possibly later on today. All right, y'all, have a good day. Everybody be safe. Bye.